So if you haven't played Diablo 4 or tried to level up alts in the last few expansions, there is a method that allows you to level alts extremely quickly after you have a character already at max level and doing a lot of endgame content that will very easily allow you to get these other characters up to level 60 without having to play them at all. So if you really want to just jump onto a different character and have a bunch of endgame gear and just start them at level 60, you absolutely can, especially with the massive boon that you start with these shared Paragon levels. So that's what we're going to be going over in this video, how to essentially get alts to level 60 in a few seconds after doing some work on your main. And this farm is going to revolve around whisper caches, and the basis of this is that when you go and earn whisper caches on higher difficulties, let's say in torment tiers, and go put them in your stash and then go open them on a new character, that new character will gain the experience like they're in the difficulty the cache was earned on. So let's say you have your level 60 character, you're in the end game, you're doing everything on Torment 4, and you go earn a bunch of whisper caches in Torment 4. If you go open those on a level 1 character, they will get the experience like they are in Torment 4. And what this amounts to is that you get a ridiculous amount of experience on new characters, and even more specifically, if you open up one tier 4 cache on a new character, they get from level 1 up to level 23 from one Torment 4 whisper cache. So that's pretty ridiculous in terms of experience, and if you're trying to get a character from level 1 up to level 60, it's going to take you 27 Torment 4 whisper caches, which may sound like a lot, but with all of the ways you can get these now, and with a lot of the improved quality of life, you can actually get these fairly quickly. And not only is that character going to be getting the ridiculous amount of experience that will allow them to just get to level 60 very quickly, but what's also super nice is that even though these characters are opening up caches that give experience from what difficulty they were earned in, they still get gear for them. So let's say you go and earn a bunch of caches on Torment 4 on, say, a druid, you put them all in your stash, and then you go on a level 1 sorcerer and open them up. Not only will they get all the experience like they were in Torment 4 or whatever torment you're doing them on, but they will also get max level gear for them. So that sorcerer will be getting gear with intelligence on it. If that sorcerer gets uniques, they will be getting sorcerer uniques. So what you can also do when earning all of these 27 caches to get that new character up to level 60 is you can make sure to get caches of all of the different gear slots you'll need, because that will just be giving that character level 60 endgame gear. So after going and farming up these 27 caches on Torment 4, you will not only get a character up to level 60, but if you make sure to get caches for every slot, you will have a level 60 character with all endgame gear, and depending on how much RNG you get and things like that, you could pretty easily get a new character from level 1 to 60 and give them a full set of ancestral gear within those 27 caches as well. That's actually quite easy to do, and you'll probably earn them a handful of uniques as well. And depending on how these caches actually end up working out, you can usually also get a handful of glyphs on this character as well. I'm not sure exactly how this is supposed to work, because you do get the big experience at the end of the cache, but sometimes you will actually be able to get glyphs, so they can also get a head start on actually earning their glyphs as well. And because Paragon and your Chaos perks this season are account wide, you'll have your really high Paragon level right at the start, and you'll have your, say, maxed out Chaos perks, so that character will very much be set up to just start right into Torment 4, because you set up a decent build even with like base legendaries without crazy legendary aspects or anything, and you should still not have an issue jumping into Torment 4 to start your farming on that character. And this is just incredibly nice to be able to do if you're looking to play in another character, and you could probably do this in just a handful of hours completely solo, which will just give you a ton of new things to go do, because you can try out a ton of different builds on that new class. But that also begs the question how to earn these caches in an efficient manner. And first off, on October 7th, there will be the Gift of the Tree event, which is essentially anytime you turn in a Whisper, you get a second Whisper cache. And I think they work in the exact same way as normal Whisper caches. So if you want to wait till the 7th and you can just double up on this and basically half your time in doing this, you can do that as well. But outside of that, there's a handful of things that allow you to earn these very quickly, especially if you're not in a rush to earn as many of these as humanly possible. So primarily, we're going to go over all the methods that give you 5 out of 10 to get a Whisper cache. Now, the first ones are just going and defeating any of the ladder bosses. On every, I think, hourly reset when the Whisper objectives change, one of the ladder bosses will be a Whisper objective that gives you 5. And remember, you can teleport to the ladder bosses now, and you don't need to actually open the chest or use any of the boss materials to get the Whisper done. You just have to summon at the boss, which is free, defeat it, and you get the Whisper completed. Very easy to do. Then you also have the non-ladder boss objectives that give 5 as well. So this is like completing an Infernal Horde or completing a pit, things like that. You'll usually have one of those as well every new hour when the Whispers reset. And then you just have the dungeons. Now all the dungeons that are Whispers will give you 5 as well, but the new quality of life with season 10 that shows you if a dungeon has a Whisper on it, if you have a Nightmare Sigil of that, is incredibly nice, because the main thing this does is allows you to teleport to that dungeon, because you can teleport to dungeons when you activate a Nightmare Sigil, because you can't just normally teleport to a dungeon even if it has a Whisper on it. So you can either check all the keys you currently have or go craft a bunch to see if you have some Whisper objectives on any of the dungeons. And if you want to just run to any of the dungeons with Whispers on them, it will take a bit longer, but all of the dungeons are 5 Whispers as well, so those will get you a cache pretty quickly. Then you also have the Whisper objectives in Helltides. You can also kind of double up on this if there's a Helltide in the Hantu as well. Now, the most efficient way to do this is to just go defeat the boss in the Helltides, which is very easily, especially if you have the hearts to just summon it yourself. So you use the 3 hearts, you do the waves, then you kill the boss. That shouldn't take much time at all. That will give you 5 Whispers as well. And then the final thing is something that I don't think a lot of people do, and that's the PvP Whispers. So there are the 2 PvP zones, and in both of these, there's also a 5 Whisper objective to kill the boss that spawns and walks around in the PvP areas. The PvP areas are usually barren, so you can just go to the one PvP area, kill that boss really quickly. You'll basically insta-kill it, go to the other one, and that will give you a full cache doing both of those as well. If you want to get some additional quick Whispers out of the PvP areas, just pick up any amount of the PvP currency on the ground, especially when you kill the boss. Just pick up some and you go cleanse that at the shrines. That will give you an additional 3 Whispers. And you do have to stand within that circle for a minute, so that won't be as efficient as just doing all the 5 ones. But if you're trying to get a little bit more and you're already there, that can give you some additional Whisper points as well. And then you do also have the kind of randomly spawning events like the Legion events and world bosses, but those aren't always up. So I just wanted to do the things that are much more consistently going to be up that you can always be farming. And these are going to be the best way to get caches as quickly and as efficiently as possible. And just doing this anytime any of the 5 Whispers pop up will get you those 27 caches fairly quickly. But that's all I want to go over. So thanks for watching.